Manuan in the Ansett Cup. But pressing him for centre stage were Librici, who won the Grand Prix, and Red Anchor, who landed the Sires Produce Stakes. So some great racehorses on show yesterday. And I think we're going to hear a lot of Librici and Red Anchor later this year at the Melbourne Spring Carnival, particularly Red Anchor. I think he's one of the early fancies for the Cox Plate and the VRC Derby. First event from Eagle Farm was the Golden Wing graduation. This is a strong staying performance from the Victorian Peron. He looked to be in some trouble about the 200 metres. When John Wade produced the whip, he really put his mind on the job and drew away to score quite impressively. The margin was only a length and a half against moderate class, but I think Peron is going to quickly get through to open class.
Third on the rails and then Slim Dusty. Peron came out smartly, going up into third place on the outside now. Then Canioe, Avon's Mark Ruxton misses next on the rails. Then Cobb and Co. Art Student trapped out a bit deep. Definite Copywriters getting back with Nureyev and Rebel Surprise and Irresolute as last of all. Into the back straight now, 1400 metres left to go. Garnet Glory, the pacemaker. There's not much speed on. He's going a bit keenly, in fact. And there's Avon's Mark looming up 3 deep on the outside of Peron, running to the lead now. Avon's Mark, and he's shot to the front. Avon's Mark leads by a length and a half. In second place, Garnet Glory, and Peron is third on the outside. Then Slim Dusty, Toyd fifth over on the rails. A length and a half to Proper Job, who has just checked there. He ran up onto the heels of Slim Dusty. Then Art Student on the outside of Kenny Owie, getting a fair way back in the field is Irresolute. Cobb and Co's next on the inside of Ruxton. Miss Definite Copyright. Rebel Surprise is making a quick dash around the field, and Nureyev is last. As they come down the side, 800 metres left to go. Avon's Mark is just in front. Rebel Surprise is continuing that quick burst right around them. He went so fast that he's raced to the lead now. And as Rebel Surprise cruising to the front, a length and a half on Avon's Mark, and Peron is ahead away third, followed by Garnet Glory on the rails, and then Slim Dusty, Art Student, Irresolute going forward. Toyd is in between horses at the moment, picking up ground pretty quickly, and then Canioe as they straighten up. 450 metres left to go. Rebel Surprise about to be joined by Peron on the outside. Slim Dusty coming out 3 deep, finishing gamely, followed by Avon's Mark. Toyd in the centre, and now Canioe popped. The big question is running on gamely. Peron's in front, 250 to go. Peron leads by almost a length. Slim Dusty the outside, running on gamely. Canioe and Toyd's getting a run on the rails. Peron's fighting on, he's just in front. Slim Dusty trying hard on the outside with Canioe. Toyd can't win. Peron's in front, holding them, getting away from them, in fact, close to home. And he's gone on to win it, Peron. Peron first. Second home either Slim Dusty or Canioe, then Proper Job.
Yes, he certainly was getting away from them close to home. A strong staying performance there from Peron. Second event was the Hayman Island graduation, and our Rosalie, I thought, perfectly ridden by Alan Arnold in front. He didn't bustle her out of the barrier, allowed the filly to gradually work her way to the lead, and she showed great courage in the straight to defeat Ben Morgan and Red Mountain, who battled on solidly for Mick Dittman.
Our Rosalie is showing speed, pulling away up towards the lead on settling down. Yolson Lad and Swift Valley came out smartly, and there's Lord Woden going very fast. He's dashed up into third place on the outside. Ben Morgan getting back with Definitely Right. Latin Myth on the inside. Red Mountain about midfield. Ripper Risk is drifting well back with Black and Emo, Power Shaft, and Mr. Bunchy's last. Running into the back, 1400 metres left to go. Our Rosalie's gone to the lead now. Leads by a length and a half on Prime Walk, and Lord Woden third on the outside of Yolson Lad, who's pulling the boy out of the saddle at the moment. Yutney's next on the inside of Swift Valley. Another length and a half to Red Mountain, who's settled beautifully. He's midfield. A half length further back then to Ben Morven, who's picking up ground, and Definitely Right going forward on the outside. Latin Myth is next on the rails, covered by Black and Nemo, and then Ripper Risk. Mr. Bunchy's second last, and Power Shaft at the rear. 1,000 metres left to go, and our Rosalie's a clear-cut leader now. She's 2 lengths in front. Yolson Lad still pulling his head off in second place on the outside of Prime Walk, followed by Lord Woden and Yutney together. Another 2 lengths to Swift Valley over on the inside, Red Mountain, and then Definitely Right, Ben Morven, Black and Nemo, Mr. Bunchy on the outside of Latin Myth. Back second last, Ripper Risk, and Power Shaft is still last. Coming down the side now, 650 to go. Our Rosalie's the leader. She's a length and a half in front of Prime Walk on the inside of Yolson Lad. Lord Woden is now starting his run. He's going up 3 wide. Yutney just behind them, and then Swift Valley. Red Mountain picking up ground in the centre, and further back Black and Nemo, and Definitely Right to the extreme outside. Flattening for the run in, 400 metres out. Our Rosalie still the leader. She's about a length in front of Prime Walk. Lord Woden and Yolson Lad on the outside. Yutney's winding up, and then Ben Morven and Red Mountain down the outside with Definitely Right. She's sticking on, our Rosalie. 200 metres to go. She's still a length in front of Lord Woden. Ben Morven hitting top gear on the outside's coming hard now. Our Rosalie in front. Ben Morven slowly but surely is picking up ground on her. She's fighting on. She's going to be too good, our Rosalie. Yes, she's won it. Our Rosalie has beaten Ben Morven. Red Mountain got third.
I don't see many better rides in front than that produced by Alan Arnold to score on Our Rosalie. Third event was the Grand Prix, and a sensational sequel here when Gary Palmer, the rider of runner-up Look Aloft, protested against the winner Librici. You'll notice in the straight Librici was inclined to shift ground towards the outside, and he did take Look Aloft out. The horses didn't touch, and at no stage did Palmer have to stop riding. Librici, I think, is a very promising three-year-old. He's only lightly raced. Yesterday was his 9th start. I think there's further improvement in this three-year-old, and I think in the spring he could be a Caulfield Cup hope. But this is how Librici landed the Grand Prix from Look Aloft. And Riverdale, you'll notice he's drawn 3. He just bungled the start a little bit, and that certainly didn't help his chances. I thought his effort to get third was very good. At this stage, Librici's in front. Warwick Robinson gives him the sit behind the leaders as they turn out of the straight, and he was just a shade too strong for Look Aloft in the straight.
Cuba's goal third last, and then Port Fair and Champion Show at the rear. Running to the first corner, 1,800 metres left to go, and Old Currency moved up on the outside to go to the lead, but taken on immediately by Valorous, who's hit the front now, and Valorous crosses over onto the rails to be a length and a half in front. In second place is Old Currency. Bring Home beautifully placed third on the outside, and Librici's now fourth, but going a bit keenly on the rails, covered by Riverdale. Then String of Pearls, Secret Bay next on the outside, and then Pleasant Star, who's pulling very hard. Cooper's Gold is next on the inside, and then Laser's Fury, Look Aloft. Port Fair third last on the rails on the inside of Rock and Remus, and 6 lengths to Champion Show. There's not a great deal of speed on, 1,400 metres to go, and Duffy has now taken Riverdale to the lead. He leads by a half length. String of Pearls is going up fast on the outside to have a crack at Riverdale, followed by Valorous on the inside of Bring Home, and then Secret Bay. Back along the inside is Old Currency, and then Look Aloft, who's picking up ground in the centre. Pleasant Star, mixing a lot of trouble on Pleasant Star. He's pulling his head off at the moment. He's standing high in the irons. Cuba's Gold is next on the inside. Further back then came Look Aloft on the outside of Port Fair, and then Rock and Remus and Champion Shows last. They're running onto the bend with about 1,000 metres left to go, and the leader, String of Pearls, 2 lengths in front of Riverdale. Bring Home third, followed on the inside then by Valorous, and then Secret Bay. Librici's there in the centre, and Pleasant Star, he was continuing to pull, so Dittman's letting him slide on the outside. He's going up very quickly now, followed by Old Currency, and then Look Aloft, who's picking up ground in the centre. Further back, Cuba's Gold. Port Fair's giving them a long start. He's back about third last as they run onto the bend, and then Rock and Remus and Champion Show around the home turn, 450 metres to go. String of Pearls just in front of Bring Home, and Pleasant Star going up 3 deep. Valorous just behind them, and then Riverdale in the centre. Librici has now popped the big question. He's coming home strongly, and Look Aloft right down the outside. Where's Port Fair? He's trying to save ground over on the inside, but no chance of getting out at the moment. 200 metres to go. Look Aloft on the extreme outside has loomed up to go to the lead with Librici, and they're fighting it out. Look Aloft and Librici, they're going stride for stride. Librici's fighting back. He's running Look Aloft off the track. They hit the line. Librici. I'd say Librici's just beaten Look Aloft, and Riverdale third.
Librici scoring there in a desperately close photo with Look Aloft. Well handled, I thought, by Warwick Robinson. He had his headaches in the straight as the three-year-old was inclined to shift out, but he retained his composure, managed to keep him going hands and heels. We'll show you now the slow motion, and you'll notice over towards the inside, firstly have a look at Riverdale in the red colours and the yellow cap. Gavin Duffy angling for a run. He was just held up momentarily there, so his effort to get third was very good. He's now getting a clear run inside Bring Home. Now, further out on the track, the 2 outside horses are Librici with Robinson going hands and heels, and on his outside is Look Aloft, Palmer riding desperately with the whip in the left hand. They're close, but didn't actually touch from this point on, although they did keep moving ground. Librici fighting on desperately with Robinson. He's pumping action there, the whip in the left hand, slapped down the shoulder, and Look Aloft on the outside. She battled on very well, very nearly became the third filly to land the Grand Prix. And it's going to be a great clash between that pair again next week in the Queensland Derby. Extra distance and a little bit of a weight difference could suit Look Aloft, but I think Librici's the one that's going to make the improvement. Fourth event yesterday was the Queensland Day graduation. Went to Sovereign Patch, a flying finish to score here. The tragedy here was the breakdown of Gallant Royale, which you'll notice about the 200 metres.
Plenty of speed with Niradama. King Crew going fast in the early stages with Gallant Royale, and getting up into a good spot, Barbara's Boy. Grey colours caught wide. Fire Bay in between horses, then in the shadows, Scrappy Sally. Followed by Wing Clipper, who's drifting back along the inside. His midfield now, and then New Bliss, Swerve, Romantic Red, Sovereign Patch, Librella. Getting a long way back is McGettigan and Mayo Stars last. 1,000 metres left to go, and Niradama's taken the lead, 3/4 of a length in front of King Crew, and Common Man caught a little bit wide. Fourth on the inside, Granite Princess, and then Gallant Royale, followed by Fire Bay in the centre, and then one picking up ground is Barbara's Boy on the outside. Quito Girl the rails, and then in the shadows, who's picking up ground nicely in the centre, going with him, Grey Cutters on the outside, Wing Clipper next on the inside, outside of Montpellier Prince, followed then by Scrappy Sally and then Swerve. A long way back is New Bliss as they run onto the corner, and then McGettigan. Librella pulled to the outside, starting a run. Romantic Red is third last to the inside, and then Sovereign Patch and Mayo Star as they swing around the home turn, just short of 400 metres to go. And Gallant Royale dashed up on the outside, and he's gone to the lead. It's Gallant Royale kicking away from them. 2 lengths in front. Barbara's Boy running on gamely. Here's in the shadows down the outside, then Common Man, Quito Girl, and New Bliss. Oh, Gallant Royale, he's broken down. He almost fell. He's broken down hopelessly. New Bliss loomed up to go to the lead. Sovereign Patch is rattling home on the outside. He's flying. Sovereign Patch, New Bliss, Sovereign Patch, they hit it. Sovereign Patch got up in the last bound to beat New Bliss in third.
Big finish there from Sovereign Patch to land the 4th event, nicely ridden by Shane Scriven. A good effort by the runner-up New Bliss also. We'll show you now the slow motion in the straight. You'll notice Gallant Royale, the black horse, over on the inside in the white colours, and at this stage he held a commanding break. Kerry Smith just going for the whip there, and he looked as though he's going to be very hard to beat. Now you'll notice Smith puts the whip away and has a look down. The horse obviously showing some signs of trouble there, and then bang, he goes completely. He's lucky to stay on his feet. Smith would have been in awful trouble there with the big field following. But at this stage, on the outside in the black colours is New Bliss. He looks certain to score here, but here comes Sovereign Patch on his outside, and he's the 4-year-old just a shade too strong as they drive to the line. But a very good performance by New Bliss, the runner-up there, and he's certain to score in graduation class pretty quickly. That's the first 4 from Eagle Farm yesterday. We'll take a break and come back and have a look at race 5, which was in review, and Manuan, easily the best elders trial in the race, but I thought Daybreak Lover in finishing third enhanced his elders prospects also. But full honours to Manuan. He carried 56.5 kilos. That's him number 2, you'll notice, about 6th or 7th, losing ground there at that stage, but he produced a storming finish in the straight.
About 5th spot early, followed then by Daybreak Lover. Going through in the centre there is Fix Flush and Razor Sharp just off the pace with Lord Ballina. Manuan's getting well back in company there with Crawford, Show Moran, He's a Hayes, and Lord Seaman immediately drops to the rear. Coming down the side, 8.50 to go, and the leader Show Joy, she's a length in front of Mr. Magic. Swift Zephyr up in that forward bunch, and Secret Romances there with Nosy Parker and Veiled Report. Then Razor Sharp, Lord Ballina running about 7th on the rails, and then Fix Flash, Daybreak Lover. Foreign Interest is next on the inside. Manuan now starting to pick up ground, and then Show Moran, Crawford, He's a Hayes, Great March, and Lord Seaman's last. Around the home turn, 450 metres to go. Show Joyce just in front of Veiled Report on the outside. Lord Ballina getting clear, running on well. Mr. Magic down the outside, followed then by Secret Romance, who's putting in a strong run, and Manuan pulled to the extreme outside, and Foreign Interest is looking for a run over on the rails. Show Joyce just in front. Lord Ballina looming up pretty quickly. Veiled Report, and here's Manuan. Look at him, he's flying on the outside. Lord Ballina's taken the lead. Manuan going out after Lord Ballina. Lord Ballina fighting on. Manuan grabbed him right on the line, and he's just got up. He's just got up, Manuan, to beat Lord Ballina. 3 lengths away, third, Daybreak Lover.
Margin there only ahead, but it appeared obvious from about the 200 metres that Manuan was going to be the one to beat, even though he was inclined to hang in a little bit and inconvenienced his rider Tony Marnie. So that was an outstanding elders trial, and a word of warning for the rival trainers when Noel Daly said that he thinks Manuan will improve. Now this is the slow-mo coming up shortly. We've got the slow motion now from the 200 metres, and at this stage Lord Ballina had driven up on the outside of Veiled Report and Show Joy. Now down the outside comes Manuan. This is a very good performance. You'll notice him just inclined to shift in. Now just in the screen in lime green colours, Showman just out of the screen now. I thought his effort was good, and that's Daybreak Lover powering home to get third. But Manuan on the line with a little in hand, I thought, defeating Lord Ballina and Daybreak Lover, as I mentioned, that very good trial to finish third. Daybreak Lover will drop 1.5 kilos to 51.5 kilos in the elders next week. I think the 1400 metres will suit. And Gary Palmer, we caught up with Gary just after the Ansett Cup, and he was delighted with the effort of Daybreak Lover, and also his second on Look Aloft earlier in the day. He mentions her as a good chance to make amends next week in the Derby. This is Gary Palmer talking about that pair.
Look Aloft to run in the Derby next week, Gary. She'll obviously be better suited there.
Yes, but I think the 2400 of the Derby next week's going to suit her a lot better than the 22 today. She's a horse. As they get over a bit of ground, I think she's a better horse.
Right, well, the winner, Librici, probably outstayed you today, but he had, you know, the drop on you at the weights. I think you made him 2.5 kilos better next week.
Yeah, that's right. Under the weights of next week, I think she's far better off, but...
Right, well, then Daybreak Lover was third in the Ansett Cup. That run must have pleased you from an elder's point of view.
Yeah, I was very happy with the run. The horse has come along quite nice for the elders of next week, and everything's going to plan at present.
Right, well, I thought at the home turn today he was just struggling a little bit, but on the line he was really starting to motor along nicely.
Yeah, when you look at it, he was under a little bit of pressure on the corner, and I said to myself at that stage, oh, you'll know Elder's horse next week. When I got to the 200 metres, got a clear go at and seen a bit of daylight. He changed his gear and he really motored home, and he come along, I thought, if not better than anything in the race.
Right, well, finally, Gary, what barrier would you like us to pull out for Daybreak Lover?
Well, I'm looking around about 5 or 6, but I wouldn't want to draw 1 or 2 because he's a horse that don't race as good on the fence, and if I can race one off the fence, I think he's a far better horse.
Right, well, there's plenty of chances in a race like that. Is there one that you're particularly frightened of?
Not particularly, but when you go in them races, you've got to go in with an open mind, and if there's 20 runners, well, there's 19 to beat, and be taking every runner as every chance.
Gary Palmer there, the rider of Daybreak Lover, who gives the locals a great chance of retaining the big prize money from the elders next week. Sixth event yesterday was the Sires Produce Stakes, and most punters regarded the Sydney youngster Red Anchor as the safe bet of the day. He was always odds on, and he scored quite convincingly. Noble Peer really pushed him in the straight, but Red Anchor showed quite a touch of class, I thought, to fight on very strongly under hard whip riding from Bruce Compton to defeat Noble Peer about a half length.
Slow to get going. Pete's Choice began brilliantly. Red Anchor smartly away, but he's drifting back to about 6th place on settling down. Testimony is going very fast at the early stages, but inclined to pull a little bit. Absun going up into 4th place on the outside of the favourite Red Anchor, settling about 5th, followed by Our Lafitte on the outside of Noble Peer, the rails and Gypsy Circle in the centre, then Regal Jet, Mr. Merrymaker, Bonus Star, Madam Briar getting well back with Canada. Down near the rear of the field is Sir Etiquette and Michelle Cheria's last of all. As they race onto the first bend with 1,000 metres to go, Pete's Choice has settled okay out in front. He leads by 3/4 of a length on Testimony, who's still pulling very hard. Absun's going up strongly on the outside, followed by Bond Princess, and then Red Anchor, Our Lafitte, Noble Peer, then Gypsy Circle, followed by Dark Cascade, Regal Jet on the inside of Mr. Merrymaker, then Mona Star, Madam Briar, Canada, Sir Etiquette, and Michelle Cheria still last. Onto the home turn, 450 metres to go. Pete's Choice just in front of Testimony as they come around the bend. Looming up on the outside is Absun, and now Compton is bringing the favourite Red Anchor up with a strong run on the outside. Bond Princess looking for a run on the rails, and now Noble Peer has popped the big question, and he's running on gamely. 250 to go. Red Anchor's taken the lead. He's about a half length in front of Noble Peer on the outside, then Pete's Choice, Gypsy Circle making up ground, but Red Anchor kicked away from Noble Peer with 150 metres to go. He's a length in front now. Noble Peer's having another crack at him. Red Anchor's just in front. They're drawing to the line. He's going to stick it out. Red Anchor, yes, he's won the Sires. Red Anchor first, Noble Peer second. Gee, it's a great go for third. It's between Mr. Merrymaker, Gypsy Circle and Sir Etiquette.
Red Anchor and Bruce Compton combining there to land the Sires Produce Stakes made amends for Compton's defeat earlier in the day on Port Fair, and we spoke to the top Sydney jockey just after the Sires.
Port Fair, I thought, a shade disappointing today, Bruce.
Yes, I was a little bit disappointed, but I thought that he could have got over the edge a little bit, and I had a pretty good run during the run, and then I got a run out at the 200 metres and failed to really get to the line.
Right. Well, he's had a pretty big innings this campaign, and I think he's to spell now.
Yes, and I think it's a very good thing that he does. I think he'll come back a handy stayer next year.
Right, well, Paul Sutherland, his trainer, is looking to possibly miss the rest of 84 and looking towards the 1985 Melbourne Cup. Do you see him as a Cups prospect next year?
Well, on his 2,800 metre run at Randwick, I think, yeah, he's potentially a Cup horse. But he's got to do things right when for his next preparation to warrant it, I think.
All right, and the really exciting prospect in the Sutherland stable is Red Anchor, and you've pretty impressive scoring in the Sires on him.
Yes, I think he's a very handy horse and definitely going to be a better horse next year, and his effort today was what I expected of him. He's very lazy, he doesn't travel very good for you, but every time you ask him, he goes.
Right, well, he's going to run in the Castlemaine and next Monday and then probably Spell. I suppose you're looking to the spring. The Cox Plate could be a race within his scope?
Well, I would say if he comes up like he should, you've got to look at races like that.
He's a very relaxed type of galloper, so it doesn't look as though any distance is going to be a worry.
He's exceptionally relaxed, and that's going to make him probably a Derby prospect next season.
OK, well, good luck with the pair later on. I'm sure you're going to have a big spring with Red Anchor.
Thank you very much, Bart.
Good on you, Bruce.
Good.
Bruce Compton there, the rider of Red Anchor, a very good rider too. 7th event was the Whitsunday Welter, and Toowoomba 4-year-old Blue Sector earned a start in the Elders Handicap with his victory here over Sunnyvale. Very well ridden by Compton here. The grey mare, she's running second at this stage, gets the run of the race, and she had her chance to beat Blue Sector in the straight.
In front, Brilliant Beauty going up into second place. Sunnyvale settling about third on the inside, and Noble Note getting up into a good handy spot. Chief Mate and Blue Sector up in prominent positions in the early stages, and then Royal Crest. Garrison Bridges next on the inside. Moslin has caught out a little bit wide, but picking up ground on the outside there, followed by Dashing Dancer, and then Mr. Trick. He's just a touch worse than midfield. Further back along the inside came Latin's Will. A length into Autumn Splendor, then Kirsten Girl, Kiwi Slave, Call Me Stumpy, then Chance Always. Patera back second last, and Hot Diggity's at the rear. Coming down the side, 650 metres left to go. Brilliant Beauty's the leader. She's 3/4 of a length in front of Chief Mate, and Moslin caught wide. Noble Note splitting horses in the centre, Rouvain on the inside, followed then by Royal Crest on the outside of Sunnyvale, and Blue Sector going up into about 5th spot in the centre there. Further back, Dashing Dancer, and then Garrison Bridge on the rails of Mr. Trick. As they straighten up now, 400 metres left to go. Chief Mate loomed up on the outside of Brilliant Beauty to vie for the lead. Blue Sector tackling the pair of them on the outside, and he's moved to the front now. Noble Note running on gamely, then Sunnyvale. Rouvain's getting a run on the inside. Where's Mr. Trick? He's giving them about 4 lengths start, but he's hitting top gear with Royal Crest on the outside. Blue Sector's just in front of Sunnyvale. They've got about 50 yards to go. Blue Sector's hanging on. He's just in front of Sunnyvale. They're drawing to the line. Blue Sector just in front. They hit it, and Blue Sector's beaten Sunnyvale. Now it's close for third. Royal Crest is in a photo with Garrison Bridge, Chief Mate, Noble Note, and Mr. Trick out wide.
Sound victory there to Blue Sector and Neil Williams. They'll have to secure another rider for the Elders Handicap for Blue Sector, because Williams is committed to the Jimmy Atkins trained He's a Warrior. Final event was the O'Shea Stakes, the weight for age event, and lead up to the Brisbane Cup. I thought the best performance from a cup point of view came from Roy Pica. That's him in the breastplate with the white colours, running second at this stage.
Coming across from out wide is Godarchi, and Maya Lean up at about 5th place as they reach the post the first time. Then Yarra Gambler, Hawaiian Rain is getting back with Hasty Harry. Then Rock Show, Rascal, Prince Beaver Boy, and Sovereign Chief is last of all. Running to the first corner, 1,800 metres left to go, and the leader, Godarchi. Godarchi has crossed over onto the rails. He's a clear-cut leader, 2 in front of Veloso, another 2 lengths to Shifnal Prince, followed by Rose and Thistle on the outside of Roy Pica. Vichival's about midfield on the inside of Maya Lean, and then Yarra Gambler moving up on the outside of Dancer Man, 2 lengths to Hasty Harry, followed by Hawaiian Rain on the outside, and then Rascal Prince, Rock Show. Back second last of the main bunch, in fact, is Beaver Boy at about 5 lengths then to Sovereign Chief. They're well spread out as they run into the back with 1,400 metres left to go, and he may be trying to pinch this on Godarchi. He's raced right away. He's 8 lengths in front. Veloso's running second, 4 lengths to Shifnal Prince, and then Rose and Thistle, Roy Pica, followed by Myodine, and Vichival's next on the inside, then Yarra Gambler, Dancing Man, Hawaiian Rain, followed by Rock Show, Rascal Prince picking up ground in the centre. Hasty Harry's over on the inside, then Beaver Boy, and Sovereign Chief is still last. Godarchi's still got this long lead with 1,000 metres to go. Godarchi's 6 lengths in front. Veloso running second. Rose and Thistle now moving up on the outside of Veloso, followed by Shifnal Prince and Myodine picking up ground. Roy Pica's next on the rails. 2 lengths then to Vichival, followed by Yarra Gambler, Dancer Man, and then Hawaiian Rain. Rock Show now starting his run. Further back in the field, Rascal Prince, and then Beaver Boy, Hasty Harry, and Sovereign Chief is last. Godarchi coming back to them pretty quickly as they race down the side, 750 to go. Godarchi still travelling okay. He's a length in front of Rose and Thistle. Myodine is a length away third on the outside of Veloso. Rock Show coming into it with a strong run on the outside. Then Shifnal Prince. Roy Pica held up for a run at the moment. Vichival has now popped off the rails. He's going through in the centre. Yarra Gambler next on the outside, and then Beaver Boy and Sovereign Chief flattening for the run in. Godarchi a length and a half in front of Rose and Thistle. Myodine, Rock Show to the outside. Here he comes, little Vichival on the outside. He's hitting top gear pretty quickly. He's going out after this leader, but Godarchi still nicely clear. 200 metres to go. Godarchi 2 lengths in front of Vichival, who's making up plenty of ground. Then Rose and Thistle and Myodine. Godarchi's in front. Vichival having a bit of a struggle trying to get to him. Godarchi's packing plenty of power. He's in front, drawing to the line, Godarchi. And Godarchi has beaten Vichival. Godarchi first, Vichival second. Third home was Roy Pica.
Godarchi scoring there in a super front-running ride by Bruce Compton. Godarchi now likely to be set for the 4X Cup next month, and he could be one of the early fancies for the Cup. And don't forget, nominations close on Tuesday for that Rothmans 100,000 4X Cup double. We'll show you now the slow motion in the straight. Godarchi clear, Compton goes for the whip. Vichival, the little terrier, down the outside. He fights on very strongly, and Roy Pica's the horse in the white colours. Watch his last few strides. He really powers to the line, and I thought this was probably the best Cup trial in the race, but Godarchi scoring there from Vichival. I think we'll have a look now at the double and treble information from Eagle Farm yesterday. Firstly, the double numbers. Done it again. Sit there, and we've got the trots in the background. Nice one. We've got 2 and 14, the double numbers, $183 even. The treble numbers, 8, 2 and 14. Nice dividend here, $1,244.20. And the extra double, we'll get back to that later. Well, one of the top chances in the Elders Handicap next Saturday is Royal Regatta. She finished second in the Prime Minister's Cup recently at the Gold Coast, and her trainer Bart Cummings has the task of bringing her back to the 1400 metres. We spoke to Bart yesterday at Eagle Farm.
The Elders a week away. How's Royal Regatta progressing, Bart?
Well, Bart, she did race very well, I thought, at the Southport in the Prime Minister's Cup. Another full stride. Probably, I think she may have won the race, and still, she's run a bit unlucky lately. She ran second in the Doncaster and plus the Prime Minister's Cup, so I'm hoping to look for something a bit more profitable than the Elders.
Has it been a problem bringing her back from the middle distance to the 1400 metres of the Elders?
Well, she has won. She has won over 1400 metres, and her best distance is about 2000 metres. And fast run race in the Elders, well, I think she'll probably have some, reasonable chance. She'll come from behind midfield, and but she's such a game little filly. She's probably capable of doing it. There's a very fast run race, and they're the sort of class horses that win races like that if they get a decent run.
Right. What's going to be her program this week? Will she work fast on Tuesday or Thursday?
Just nicely on a bit over short sprint courses, half a mile, a couple of half a mile gallops, 1100 metres, and that should get her pretty fit for the race.
Who'll ride her in the Elders?
Cassidy.
Jimmy Cassidy.
He's engaged. He said he wouldn't swab it for anything else, and she had 1 week after the Prime Minister's Cup leading off the pony, and since then she's had a couple of gallops at the track, and she does look very keen and blossomed out, and she looked very pleased with it.
Right. What about Emancipation? She's the one worrying you?
Well, she worries, yeah, but still, I only worry about my own.
Okay, Bart. Good luck with Royal Regatta.
Thanks a lot, buddy.
Bart Cummings does a pretty good job worrying about his own when it comes to winning big races, and Royal Regatta gives him a great chance in the Elders Handicap next Saturday. That's our look at Brisbane racing. We'll be back later in the program to have a look at the Sydney and Melbourne meetings. And after this...
Boom next, followed by Premier Flight, who's knuckling down to the task nicely. At the 200, Quinton goes for the whip on What a Dancer. Premier Flight claims it immediately. There's nothing left with the favourite What a Dancer. Premier Flight is drawing right away, and Premier Flight raced home to beat What a Dancer. Photo between Fairy, Jade and So Safe for third.
Premier Flight scoring quite convincingly there in the end. Second event is the Fresh is Best Handicap, 2,000 metres, and a strong staying performance here from the Tommy Smith-trained Arctic Performer. He's in front on the fence at this stage, and he shows great courage in the straight to easily hold off the challengers.
The straight Arctic Performer just leading now. Second is Eastern Edition. Here's Parnassus pulled to the open stretches. He's starting to finish well. He's a little green and the Cob on the inside. Arctic Performer past the distance, leads a length on Parnassus. The Cob third, forget about Eastern Edition. The leader is Arctic Performer. He's got them beaten to a frazzle. The Cob and Parnassus can't do any better, and Arctic Performer, despite the fact he pulled his head off for about 800 metres, he's too good going to the line. Arctic Performer has beaten the Cob, Parnassus third.
Above average performance, I thought, there from Arctic Performer. I'm sure he's going to score again. Third event went to McKlusky, the Paul Sutherland stable, successful here at Eagle Farm with Red Anchor, and this is another win here for the stable with McKlusky. Good first up effort to defeat Comet Dancer, only a long head in it, but I thought McKlusky had a little in hand.
On the outside, Comet Dancer's running a great race. Bopper's fourth, and then Top Satchel and Collard. At the 300 metres, McKlusky and Comet Dancer have claimed Drama Critic clear at Top Satchel. It's McKlusky just the leader from Comet Dancer. The rider had to go for the whip on Comet Dancer. McKlusky just in front. McKlusky hands and heels just in front of Comet Dancer. Will hold that horse, and McKlusky's just been able to beat Comet Dancer. Third was Top Satchel.
McKlusky scoring by a long head, a little up his sleeve, I think, though. Fourth event, the ANZ Bank Handicap, went to Jade Prince. Ron Quinton brought him with a very well-timed run to defeat Go Rebel, the horse angling for a run on the rails now. The chestnut with a baldy face. He gets the run and looks the winner momentarily, but Jade Prince too good.
Star Yacht and Tyra with Go Rebel getting up on the inside, and then Best and Bold and Avon King. Jade Prince starting to warm up to the task now, and at the 200 and past it, and Go Rebel's taken the lead. Jade Prince out after him, followed by Star Yacht, Go Rebel and Jade Prince. Stride by stride, Jade Prince gets Go Rebel. He ducked in, Quito straightens him up, and he comes away, Jade Prince, to beat Go Rebel. I reckon Viva Leroy knows Star Yacht for third.
Fifth event went to Vain Top, but I thought the runner-up Grey Receiver was decidedly unlucky. You'll notice as they swing for home, he's the grey horse on the extreme outside, and in the straight he is inclined to duck in. It just cost him victory because in the end it was only a long head, the winning margin.
And Vain Top quickly raced up to head off Golden Glimmer, followed in third position on the outside by battling on reasonably Blazing Warrior, but now at the 200 metres and Vain Top in full flight. Antel's going into second place. Now the rider pulls the whip on Vain Top. Antel's only a length away and Grey Receiver on the outside. He's storming home the grey. Vain Top still in front from Grey Receiver, and Vain Top's just lasted to win. Wouldn't have wanted to have been much further, but he's fallen in. Vain Top just from Grey Receiver and Antel.
Life in the old boy yet, 7-year-old Grey Receiver, just failing there, but I think he could quickly make amends. Sixth event, and Vari's Ace upset a huge plunge here on Kangaroo. 3-1 into 11-8, equal favourite Kangaroo, but he was no match for Vari's Ace.
Sam City just leads Vari's Ace. Kangaroo racing greenly in third place, and the rider Quinton's had to pull the whip on the heavily backed Commodity, and Vari's Ace sprinted clear inside the 200. He's broken away now, Vari's Ace. He's a length and a half on Kangaroo, not finishing quickly enough. Sam City a third, then our Billy Boy and Tremor, but it's all Vari's Ace. He's toying with these rivals, and Vari's Ace wins with something in reserve, about 3 lengths on the line to Kangaroo. Third, Sam City.
Seventh event went to Wholesale Boom. He's been in great form lately. This is 3 on the trot. He's raced in the same interest as Riverdale, so making up for that 3-year-old's defeat in the Grand Prix. Wholesale Boom and a double to Noel Barker.
For the run, a length the Wholesale Boom, Stilliard trying to get out. Lubert still battling on, and going up on the inside is Jogger. Wholesale Boom letting rip now, and past the 200, he and Barron kind of race clear. Jogger getting into the open, but Wholesale Boom has taken a break of a half-length. Jogger trying hard to pick him up clear of Barron Kane, but Wholesale Boom is too good. It's the hat-trick to him. Wholesale Boom has beaten Jogger. Third, Barron Kane.
Best finish of the day came up in the final event. Only a short half head in a very deceptive photo here. Dream in Vain getting the verdict over Grey Condor, who looks certain to score. He's the grey horse in the blinkers. Gets a nice run through with Peron Quinton, but Dream in Vain on the outside just nails him.
Willow Wilton the outside, and behind those next is Mostly Mine, getting an inside run from Willow Wilton and Dream in Vain. Coming to the 220, and Secret Topic in front. Here's Grey Condor starting to go out after Secret Topic, and Dream in Vain running on. It's Grey Condor racing to Secret Topic. Dream in Vain on the outside, coming quickly now, but Grey Condor's taken the lead from Dream in Vain. Grey Condor hanging on, Dream in Vain lunged. Grey Condor and Dream in Vain, by golly, there won't be much between these two as they have reached the line. The judge will split them, but by golly, he'll have a task, I reckon. Secret Topic and Making Eyes in a photo for third.
Yes, it was a very close go there, Dream in Vain scoring. Double and treble information from Rose Hill. The double numbers were 2 and 10, paid $9.40, and the treble numbers 9, 2 and 10, that combination paying $63.20. We'll take a break now in Sports Scene and return to have a look at the Melbourne meeting.
Breakthrough.
In Brisbane this week. He's available for mounts at Doomben on Wednesday and Bundamba Thursday. Very promising apprentice. He scores here on So Delightful. You'll notice her sweep to the lead in the straight and draws right away to score by 4 lengths. I thought this was an impressive performance.
A length and a half in front of So Delightful. 2 or 3 for the back, Wishing Free, and pull to the outside. My Girl Jane from Lady Cleophas. So Delightful moved up now to Nossus Light, and they fight it out clear of Wishing Free at the 200-metre mark. It's So Delightful taking the lead and getting the upper hand and drawing away from Nossus Light. A good gap to Wishing Free, and further back Digger's Lass and Lady Cleophas. But So Delightful is drawing clear, running towards the line, and So Delightful's won easily. Won at about 2.5 to Nossus Light, a length and a half away third, Wishing Free.
Second event went to Infinite Spirit, led throughout. She really dashed away from them in the straight, and I thought was never seriously threatened. To score from Gay Tulip and Smart Little Lady, who was disappointing. She was in a winning position at the turn, but faded in the straight.
Lady moved up to Infinite Spirit. Gay Tulip trying to get out back on the rail, and they got away now from out in the centre. Lady Hark away, and then Queen of Bass and Bev Rose running down with 200 metres to go. Infinite Spirit still the leader. She's over a length to Smart Little Lady, and then further back Nan up from Gay Tulip. But Infinite Spirit doing it well at the 100-metre mark. Got clear of Gay Tulip running to second. Smart Little Lady holding down third, but Infinite Spirit's much too good for them. And from the outside barrier, she's led all the way to win a length and a half to Gay Tulip. 4 away third in the race is Smart Little Lady.
Third event was the Australian hurdle. Went to Riverdor, a bold front-running display of jumping here, scoring at 25-1 from Mally Bronze, who is solidly back to start 5-2 and favourite.
The second last, Riverdor, the leader. A Euro Holiday nearly went at that one, and Mally Bronze is after Riverdor, and they'll fight it out from Paddington Boy. But Riverdor is still the leader, running down towards the last, about 2 in front of Mally Bronze. He comes to the last, he went through it, but he's landed 2.5 in front. Riverdor's got the Australian hurdle one. He's holding Mally Bronze. Paddington Boy getting to third, but home he goes, Riverdor to lead all the way and win the money about 3 lengths. Mally Bronze is second. 5 lengths away, third, Paddington.
Scenic Walk is well renowned as a wet track runner, and he was sent out favourite for the fourth event and scored nicely. He ran on strongly to hit the lead about 250 metres out and win from Heavenly Power and Gifted Dancer.
And further back on the fence there, at the head of the others in trouble, Heavenly Power running down 250 to go, and Scenic Walk moved up to Gifted Dancer. Gifted Dancer took the lead. Scenic Walk ranged up on the outside, and then further back, Heavenly Power. Scenic Walk has taken the lead from Gifted Dancer with 150 to go. Gifted Dancer fighting on from on the inside. Scenic Walk. Scenic Walk took the lead. Heavenly Power out to Scenic Walk, but Heavenly Power will get the money. Over on the inside, Scenic Walk first, about 3/4 to second, Heavenly Power. Third home is Gifted Dancer.
Scenic Walk scoring a sound win there over Heavenly Power. Fifth event was the Samson Handicap, and Ranger's Son. He looked to be in some trouble just after they straightened, but he made a very strong finish from the final in the final 200 metres to finish up winning by a length and a half.
Cardinal's Fury from Ben Criado, then Eureka Gold coming home well, 200 metres to go, and Cardinal's Fury moved up to Perfect Bliss, then Ben Criado and Eureka Gold and Ranger's Son. It's Cardinal's Fury in front with Eureka Gold going out after it, and further out Ranger's Son. Cardinal's Fury the leader down the outside, Ranger's Son pegging it back from Royal Belladere. Ranger's Son grabbed the lead from Cardinal's Fury. Royal Belladere rattling home, but Ranger's Son's got up to win. Ranger's Son from either Royal Belladere and Cardinal's Fury.
Ranger's Son too strong for his opposition there despite a big weight, and that was a convincing performance. One of the highlights of the Melbourne winter racing is always the Australian Steeple, and here's Stop and Think leading throughout to score.
Get the Rent coming home well, but Stop and Think clear with 100 to go. Holding Rapier Knight, Get the Rent, Light Horse at Bay, and then Waikato King, and Stop and Think is going to win the Australian Steeple, a length and a half, Rapier Knight. A length and a quarter, third is Get the Rent.
Seventh event went to Conshelle. You'll notice at the home turn, Homemade runs her very deep on the track, but she sustains a long burst to defeat Tigertron and Jamaica Inn, who both had their chances to score in the straight.
Tigertron came at them and out in the centre, still running on Conshelle. At the 250, Jamaica Inn, Tigertron, and Conshelle is starting to steam down the outside. 150 metres to go, and Conshelle moved up to Tigertron and grabbed the lead. She's going home well today, the mare. Conshelle has taken the lead from Tigertron and Jamaica Inn. Then further back was Sir Les, but Conshelle, despite being hampered, is running away, and Conshelle's a big winner. She wins by a length and 3/4, seconds very tight. Tigertron or on the inside, Jamaica Inn. A gap to What a Secret.
Losing punters went for the big get square in the final event with Luther's Luck. 3s into 2-1 favouritism, made it 3 on the trot when he defeated Butte Street and Straight Approval.
Going up quickly on the outside to tackle it. Celso moved up to Captain Comer, then Butte Street. Further out, Luther's Luck coming after them from Laskin Road, and down the outside, running home very well, Straight Approval. Getting to the front, Luther's Luck with 150 metres to go, kick clear. Straight Approval is out after him from Laskin Road, followed by Butte Street, but the leader at the 100-metre mark is holding them. Luther's Luck, he's going for 3 on end. He's holding Butte Street and Straight Approval on the outside, then Deity, but Luther's Luck makes it 3 on the trot, wins a length and a half on the run to the line. Second, Butte Street, and Eckaway third is Straight Approval.
Favourite successful there in the final event from Sandown. Look now at the TAB information from the Melbourne meeting, and the double numbers were 1 and 2, paid $19.50. The treble numbers 4, 1 and 2, paid $62.90, and the extra double? Good boy. Extra double, 2 and 1, $17.20.
Class is just misses a place, starts at 9 to 4, My Bit of Class. Third home is Purple Edition, starting at 7 to 1. Here's the replay now.
And getting to the lead is We Dram. Convert second on the outside of Gay Planet. Zephyr Tie fourth has ridden along. Then Purple Edition, Coronet Flight eased off the heels of a horse in front. Further back, Christian Prince, and then Bachelor's Purse. Trey Otway won't linger. My Bit of Class is trying to get between horses. Caviar Girl is taking off around the field. At the head of the others, Prince Tristram, followed by Conqueror and Chief Reporter last as they come towards the corner. A little over 400 metres left to run, and the leader in the event is We Dram, narrowly from Convert. Purple Edition Edition on the outside. Out very deep on the turn, My Bit of Class, and then Christian Prince and Zephyr Tyres trying for an inside run. In the straight, Weed Ram, the leader from Convert, Purple Edition. Zephyr Tyre squeezing through on the inside rail. Christian Prince is joining in on the outside. Wow, what a race. Christian Prince takes the lead close to home from Zephyr Tyre, kicking again. Zephyr Tyre and Christian Prince to the line together, and it's impossible to line them up. Zephyr Tyre fought back like a bulldog. He might just get it from Christian Prince. Now there's a heap of them there.
Well, the decision they're going to Christian Prince on the outside. Now with the daily double races from Sydney, now let's swing to Flemington in Melbourne, and it was Grand National Steeple Day down there. And what a performance by Eleanor Girl. I know she gets beaten in the race. She started the favourite at 3-1, but everyone was cheering for her. When she got out with that long lead, she led by about 50 lengths in the early stages. We'll show you in the early part of the race. There she is, careering along out in front. She's a beautiful jumper. She gets over these steeples with a lot of ease. She just cruises over them. Here she comes up to one of them now, and she skips over that one. Here's one that spills his lollies at this one. He had a very heavy tumble there. And there you can see her way out in front as they come around the home turn the first time. Now let's pick up the replay again with about 400 or 500 metres to go. And at this stage, Eleanor Girl in front, but weakening.
She's about 6 in front. Somoy starting to peg her back. He's gone for the whip. She's going up and down the one place. Somoy will get her. Eleanor Girl 3 in front, but Somoy at the 200's coming to her rapidly. It's Eleanor Girl only a length. Somoy's got her. Draws level, 50 metres to go. Eleanor Girl battles back, but Somoy's going to get up. And Somoy's won at a long neck to Eleanor Girl. 6 lengths to Light Horse third. 15.
Well, it was really a shame that she was beaten. The Tatts Plate, Avatar, the winner getting a beautiful run up along the inside, beats Ranger's Son, and third home was Bundoora Lad. Bin Binga was the favourite here, and he raced rather disappointingly. He was always well back in the field, and even though he runs on gamely over the final pub, was never a winning chance.
In front of the 700 now to Ranger's Son and Ben Criado, 1 Casey Boy. Next on the inside, Avatar, a length, Daring Disco, Lady Eyes, Woking, Countess Kabul, Captain Faloo, pocketed, Bin Binga to the outside. Then Valcara, Bundoora Lad, and 2 or 3 to Caramelise. Warnight hung, led 3 into the straight. In second place, Avatar out after it with Ranger's Son, and then Casey Boy. Next is Lady Ice, and they're followed by Ben Criado as they grab Warnight, and then Captain Faloo. Bin Binga under the whip out wide, and Caramelise second last. Warnight headed by Avatar, and Ranger's Son have run past it from Casey Boy. They were followed further back in the field by Bundoora Lad. Avatar and Ranger's Son struggling together. Bundoora Lad coming at them on the outside. It's Ranger's Son and Avatar. They're locked together, stride for stride. Oh, Ranger's Son knuckled and Avatar won at a nose. Avatar a nose to Ranger's Son. A close third, Bundoora Lad from Casey Boy.
Now to the second leg of the daily double, and the winner was Bold Jet. He's a specialist down the straight 6 at Flemington, and he was too good for He's a Haze. Gay Tambo finishes third. Bold Jet, the winner, favourite at 11-4.
Tambo at the head of the others, followed by our Rani Saab and Crossine. Bold Jet in front with 300 to go, about a length from He's a Haze, Gay Tambo, and then Gleaming Waters. But Bold Jet cutting across, shot a length and a half clear. He's a length and a half to He's a Haze, followed by on the outside, Gay Tambo, Gleaming Waters, and Buljet's too good. He goes on to win 3 parts of a length or a half length to He's a Haze. Either Gleaming Waters or Gay Tambo third. They were followed then by Mr. Disco and Brooke.
All right, they were the highlights of the meeting yesterday at Flemington, Grand National Steeple Day. Okay, thanks, Pat.
Thanks, Wayne. That's the first.
They're sensitive, emotional. They suffer terribly through traumatic conditions. A scornful friend helps, comes back into your life. Your career is limelighted, Aquarius. You're going to change jobs. Or if you haven't got a job, you're going to get one.
He can call for a spill of all positions. He can call a no-confidence motion. Whatever he chooses to do, the outcome will probably take at least an hour to determine. This morning, as the participants arrive
tomorrow to try and sort out the mud runners and a few winners, here's Ian Craig.
Thank you, Vince, and good morning all. Well, Wayne Wilson in Brisbane, I hope your weather pattern's a little better than ours here.
Ian, it's probably not that much better. We haven't had as much rain, of course. We've only had a few light showers up here, but it is a little bit overcast, clearing today, and hopefully the track of Bundamba for the Ipswich Cup program tomorrow will be good. I think in the Ipswich Cup, one of the horses to beat is WM, who won the 4X Cup last Saturday at Durban.
Sal Mack and Chief Mate very close in 3rd and 4th spots.
Chief Mate began well, and Strawberry Road is going very fast, with Native Kingdom going up to join the leaders soon after the start. Suetonius about midfield on the inside. Rich Prince getting a long way back with Roy Pica, and Super Grand at the tail of the field. Working down the side about 800 metres to go, and there goes the Victorian Salmark to the lead. Led 2 lengths now to Native Kingdom, who's second on the outside of Circus King, then Strawberry Road 3 wide now on the outside. Gastronome is starting a run on the inside, moving forward, then Hot Heels Chief Mate, followed by Black Arnold. Blue is in behind them. Panama Red badly placed, worse than midfield. Roy Pica moving up on the outside, then Mr. Lastica, followed by Suetonius, getting a long way back. Griffin Prince is next, followed by Super Grand, and Just Louis is at the tail of the field. Into the stretch, about 400 metres to go, and Salmark the leader. Had a break of 2 lengths over Native Kingdom. Chief Mate coming home well on the outside, then Circus King. Panama Red hitting top gear now. Strawberry Road is starting to come home well on the outside. Salmark led down past the 200. Chief Mate in second place. Strawberry Road and Panama Red coming home well. Salmark's the leader with about 50 metres to go. On the outside, flying Strawberry Road with Panama Red, and there too in the centre was Chief Mate. He's a great go, by Jove, 4 almost in line.
It was certainly a good finish there over the final stages, with Panama Red out wide on the track, just getting the money from Strawberry Road, and third was Salmark. Now the second event, the winner here was Popular, beating Game Tiger. Game Tiger certainly looked pretty unlucky. It was slow to get going, a long way back in the middle stages of the race, but rattles home at the end to finish second. Hales Sino third.
Wider out, Kung Fu King began brilliantly. He's going up to look for the lead. Stars Agor and Ballistic close to lead on, settling down. And as they flatten out down the side, about 850 metres to go. Ocean Roll on the fence, the leader a half clear of Kung Fu King. Popular going beautifully into third on the inside, a length and a half further back then. Ballistic moving up on the outside of Stars Agora, getting up in the rails, and they're followed by Black and Emo. Helena's midfield as they race down the side, followed by Bunder Boy. Game Tiger coming off the fence is now starting a run there, followed by Hail Sino Australiana. Well back Sue Blue, followed by Golden Barkus, then Summer Vari, and Minto Sheriff at the tail of the field. Ocean Rail ran right off the track as they turned for home into the straight. Popular got a glorious run and dashed away to lead 3 lengths to Kung Fu King. They're followed by Ballistic. On the outside, Summer Vari, followed by Star Agora. Wider out, Bunder Boy racing erratically, and then came Game Tiger. But Popular had a long lead at the 200-metre mark. Game Tiger's coming home well into second. On the outside, then Star Agora, followed by Hail Sino and Ballistic, but it's all Popular. Popular going on strongly, and Popular wins the money. Game Tiger second, Hail Sino third. Summer Vari...
Scored pretty easy, Popular, scoring by 3 lengths there, but still a good run, that second horse, Game Tiger, after missing the kick badly. The third event, and the winner was Blue Delight, starting at 25-1, beating Salinas Love, who was heavily back from 10-9 against into 10-9 on. Dutch Connection finishes third.
And Salinas Love showing a lot of early speeders in third spot as they settle down the side, about 850 metres to go. And No Charity went to the lead, a length and a half clear of Blue Delight. 3 lengths further, Salinas Love beautifully placed third on the inside of Joy Ring. About 5 lengths Economy Glass, then Sold on Gold Royal Cree. They're followed by Miss Mars going up on the outside, then Dutch Connection, who's calling as fourth last, but starting a run up on the outside, then Successful Jet, Top Chance and Auburn Cello at the rear of the field. On towards the home turn, short of 500 metres to go, and No Charity first to the turn. Blue Delight whipping up very quickly on the outside. Salinas Love third as they turn for home, then Joy Ring. They're followed by Economy last, then came Dutch Connection. Further back was Royal Cree, Sold on Gold. And Who's Calling coming to the extreme outside and running home well. Blue Delight went to the lead. 250 metres to go from No Charity, Salinas Love. Who's Calling battling home strongly with Dutch Connection, but Blue Delight clear with 100 metres to go. Now Salinas Love is hitting top gear. Blue Delight the leader. Salinas Love coming fast, but Blue Delight in front and won. Blue Delight beats Salinas Love, third Dutch Connection, fourth Who's Calling.
You see over the final stages there, Blue Delight a little too strong for Salinas Love. Blue Delight ridden hard with a whip by Cook over the final stages, just a bit too good. Now to the fourth race, and the winner here was Pittsza, to give Gary Murphy a winning double. Elodius finishes second, and third was Tranquilita.
Pittsza came out running the breeder well away. Queen of the Iceni fifth on the fence on, settling down, getting back Femme Delia. And Bella Domenica is going to the tail of the field. Down the side about 850 to go, and Gladius held together, led the way. 3 parts of a length in front of Mix Eunice going up on the outside. Princess Bogan third, Pittsza fourth, and inside of Elodius and a breeder next, then without
without authority, going up 3 wide. Queen of the Iceni going through a gap, making up good ground on the rails. They're followed by Natalia. In behind them, Cannabalas, followed by Tranquilita. Lady Dillo is well back, then Belle Dominica starting a run. Femme Delia is next to last, and Black Elite at the tail of the field. Onto the turn, 450 metres to go. And Gladius first to the turn and going well, a length and a half. Pittsza, his second on the inside of Princess Bogan. Queen of the Iceni about to come up the rails now, and they're followed by Numbrita Mix Eunice. Wider out Elodius without authority down the outside. Gladius the leader, 300 metres to go, had almost 2 lengths on them. Pittsza in second place, and they're followed by Queen of the Iceni and Princess Bogan coming home well. Under the whip, Gladius is the leader with 100 metres to go. Pittsza coming out after Gladius, and they're followed by Bella Dominica. Pittsza took the lead from Gladius. Pittsza drawing away. Elodius flew home, but Pittsza won the money. Pittsza in a photo from Tranquilita, Elodius or Gladius.
Pittsza a little too good for them over the final stages there, ridden hands and heels by Gary Murphy. Moving up to claim Gladius over on the inside, add wide Elodius and Tranquilita running on fairly well. Pittsza, the Victorian filly, just a little too good for them. There's the winner returning to scale now, Pittsza. As I mentioned before, that made it a winning double there to Gary Murphy, successful on Popular and Pittsza.
Winning double so far, things are going pretty good.
Yeah, they are, yeah. Well, definitely then, it's the first time I've ridden her, but I was probably lucky that she drew 2 and the leader drew 1. And she's only small, and she just fitted in behind the leader and had a good cover all the way, and actually everything went right for her, you know.
Yeah. Gary, did she settle okay in the early stage? Because she is noted for her speed, Pittsza.
Yeah, she settled good in the first furlong and a half. Probably in the middle stages she was inclined to race up on top of the leader's back a little bit. But all in all, no, she was always going to win, I thought.
In the straight, she didn't have much of a job to get to Gladius. She went to that leader quite easily.
Well, funny, she travels better than what she feels to travel better than what she actually is, you know. The way she felt she was going to go to the leader quite easily and win very easily, but there wasn't a lot of horse left when she hit the line, but the win was nice, you know.
All right, that takes care of the first 4 from Eagle Farm. With 16, so he got a long way back. And he rattled home at the finish to pick up Gems Finito and Domenio.
He goes in the second spot on settling down. Reception began quickly. He's up running third, and Gems Finito showing a bundle of early speed out wide. Moves into third spot on settling down. Going back to the tail of the field was Nabua. No marvels ahead of 4 runners. Down the side now, 800 metres to go. Buin Boy the leader. A half reception on the outside. Amigo third on the inside. They're followed by Mancio going up quickly. Gems Finito split that pair on the centre. In full flight going strongly, a 7th on the inside, and they're followed then by Bay Emerson. Sunset Fury Aeolus next over on the inside to Menio. They're followed by No Marbles over on the fence now on the inside of Chief Sunrise. Followed well back by Navua. Next to last turning for home was Friday Stroll, and Chalosa whipped them in. Into the stretch, 400 metres to go. Buin Boy tackle and earnest by a reception, and Gems Finito going up very strongly on the outside to make a line of 3. Amigo to Menio in behind them, and No Marbles pull to the outsiders coming home with a rattling run. Gems Finito and reception battling out from Domenio. Look at No Marbles, he's flying. No Marbles flying up on the outside. Gems Finito with him, but No Marbles got the money. No Marbles has won from Gems Finito.
No Marbles coming home strongly from a long way back. He was inclined to run about a little bit over the final stages. Gems Finito, good effort too, Gems Finito from a wide gate. Now to the welter handicap, and the winner here was Mirth. Just a little too good for I'm Special, and Le Cabo Moore was Mirth's first run back from a break 2. Goes to the line well over the final stages to win easily. Mirth well supported to start the favourite at 3-1.
Sunset Affaire getting back about third last with Royal Khan and Half Scotch, and Smile at Me is going to the rear. Running down the side about 850 metres to go, and I'm Special the leader. Mirth moving up into second, Baker Man third, then Le Carbamore, Pelmace. They're followed by Grand Duo. Half Scotch moving up quickly into midfield, then Kale Star, Sunset Affaire off the rails going forward. And Giovanni getting back as third last, followed by Royal Khan and Smile at Me are at the rear of the field. On towards the home turn, 500 metres to go, and I'm Special led Mirth. Baker Man moving up at a close third as they turn the corner. Le Carbamore next, and they're followed by Pelmace on the inside of Half Scotch. Giovanni starting a run now. Over towards the inside was Grand Duo as they race with 350 metres to go, and wider out on the track Royal Khan. Down towards the 300, I'm Special led Mirth coming home well on the outside. Then Le Carbamore, Half Scotch battling on, followed by Baker Man. I'm Special in front, 100 metres to go. Mirth is coming at I'm Special. Mirth took the lead from I'm Special close to home. Mirth is drawing away, and Mirth has won the money. I'm special second. Photo third in it, all very close.
Was that filly's first run following a break, so she's sure to be improved. Tommy Hughes has got a set for a race over the exhibition carnival at Eagle Farm, and with the natural improvement, well, she's surely going to be hard to beat in a race like that. There she is coming back to scale now. Another winner there to Gary Murphy. He's having a real trot at the moment, as is Tommy, and we're able to catch up with Tommy shortly after the weigh-in.
Well, Tom, that was a good strong win by Mirth.
Yes, Mirth's quite a promising filly. I think that was her 10th start, but before today she'd had 2 wins, 4 seconds and a couple of fourths, all in the metropolitan area in Melbourne.
That was her first in open company.
First in open company, yes. And
she did the job well over the final stage. She went to the line really good, didn't she?
Yeah, she was a slow mature also, and she, I don't think she raced until she was a late 2-year-old or early 3-year-old maybe, but she's been growing and developing, and I think she's got quite a bright future.
All right, Tom, you're looking towards the big races in the spring in Melbourne with her?
Yes, Wayne, she'll be entered in the feature sprints in Melbourne, and after being here in the sunshine, she may go home and measure up to the top class.
Right. Well, Tom, you're having a terrific trot this current campaign in Queensland, and I hope it continues for you, mate, particularly in the spring when you head back home.
Thanks very much, Wayne.
Race 7, the 4X Mile, and the winner was Beach Boy, ridden by Mick Dittman, beating IKEA, and Elmar finishes third. Daring tactics by Dittman, no speed on in the middle stages of the race, so he took off quickly on Beach Boy to go up and vie for the lead down the side, 600 metres to go.
Well away, then Rapid Remark. Beach Boy is third last on, settling down, followed by Elmar and Kiev in a little bit of trouble at the rear of the field. Running over the back now, 1,400 metres to go. IKEA slowing them down, led a length and a half. Rapid Remark, Brown Sash third. Raspadura pulling hard, going up on the outside, jumping pin in the centre. They're followed by Latin's Will, caught wide on that bottom turn. Gallant Spectrum behind them, then Beach Boy, Baz, Kiri, Kiev. And in a compact field, Elmar went to the tail at the back, short of 1,000 to go. On the lightweight, IKEA made play out in front and travelling smoothly. Had a lead of a length and a quarter over Rapid Remark. Raspadura pushed out 3 wide, and Brown Sash getting a great trail in behind them. Beach Boy, with no speed on, has been allowed to slip up very quickly. In fact, he'll tackle the lead as they race down the side. Jumping pin midfield, then Latin's Will, Gallant Spectre. Elmar's well back, racing down the side, followed then by Baz, Kiri and Kiev at the rear of the field. At the crossing, 600 metres to go, and IKEA joined by Beach Boy as they approach the home turn. Raspadura third, jumping pin ease to the outside. Brown Sash in behind them. Rapid Remark, Elmar next, gaining ground in the centre, followed by Latin's Will. Baz, Kiri goes to the extreme outside, and Kiev looking for room. At the 300-metre mark, Beach Boy takes the lead from IKEA, tackled by Jumping Pin, and now Latin's Will is coming home well. Beach Boy led past the 200 from IKEA, who's kicking again. Latin's Will is trying to go with them, and Elmar's flying home. Beach Boy the leader from IKEA, and Elmar. Beach Boy just in front. IKEA kicking again, they hit the line. Beach Boy a half head, IKEA third, Elmar.
As the close-up shot of the final stages there, with Dittman just riding along hands and heels, and a little too good over the final part there for IKEA. IKEA with a nice pull in the weights, battled on fairly well, and Elmar running on gamely for third. Here now is the winning jockey, Mick Dittman, after the weigh-in off Beach Boy.
Make that slow pace in the early stages, it obviously didn't suit Beach Boy.
No, well, it didn't look like there was much speed on in the race before the start, and that's exactly how the race was run, very slow.
Well, they were daring tactics. You let him slide up and join the leader, what, 700 metres from home?
Yeah, well, normally you probably wouldn't do it, but he's a horse with a mind of his own, and the other day when I rode him, he looked like settling pretty well at Doomben, and a horse in front of him got checked. Yeah. And from then on, he hung pretty bad and wanted to pull. So when we got to about the 1,200 metres, I let him stride, and he won that day. So I did the same with him today.
What about in the straight now? He got about a half length, a long neck, half length in front, and he was always sort of... Well, he was going to hold him, wasn't he?
Yeah, well, I had the whip in the left hand, and, you know, I wasn't real vigorous with it. So, you know, I think if I'd have switched the whip over and got at him, he'd have had a bit there.
Any advantage Mick may have had in the premiership by winning on Beach Boy, it was quickly negated by Duffy when he was successful on Panama Red in the next race, and Gavin had to ride very hard over the final stages to beat Nundata, and third in was Methodical.
Inside, Nundata began well, and Pantopic began very quickly. Wider out, Methodical well away, goes up to get close to the lead on, settling down, and Manuan 2 began well in 5th spot soon after the start with the Shoemaster. Speedy King is next to last, and Trojan Bay badly away at the tail of the field. Over the back now with 1,250 metres to go. Nandata slowing them down. Led Pattern Prince, Methodical, the Shoemaster, Pantopic pulling hard. Manuan 2 settling well in behind the leading 5. A length and a half, Perla Mola. Then Nidui midfield, followed by Trojan Bay, making up plenty of ground now to midfield. In behind them, Fiery Fella England, followed by Speedy King, Rio Rillo, No Favours, Fairly Star. Swerve is next to last down the side, and Wing Sing at the tail of the field. 800 metres to go. Nandata joined by Methodical, bowling up quickly on the outside. A length and a half, Pattern Prince in the box seats third inside the Shoemaster. Trailed very closely by Dittman on Manuan 2. A length further back then Nidui on the inside of Pantopic. They're followed by Trojan Bay. Speedy King going up 3 wide. Palamola next, followed by Riorillo. Wing Sing starting run. England next in the centre. Then Fairly Star, followed by No Favours, followed by Fiery Fella. And Swerve with the men. In the stretch, 420 metres to go. Methodical takes the lead now, but quickly tackled by the Shoemaster. Nandata in behind them. Pattern Prince pulled to the outside, running home well, and Manuan 2 is coming home well on the outside. At the 250 metre mark, and Pattern Prince, Nidui and the Shoemaster batting it out. Manuan 2 finishing gamely on the outside was Wing Sing. Nandata's kicking again. Pattern Prince just a leader. Nandata coming again near the inside. Pattern Prince just in front, and no! A photo, Pattern Prince and Nandata, Methodical.
He just got the money, Pattern Prince on the outside, but Duffy riding very hard. There was a good thing beaten in that race, Mid-Nui. He was disappointed for a couple of runs in the straight, and when pulled to the outside, he ran on very well at the end. That race sealed up the premiership for Duffy. There he is returning to scale on Pattern Prince. We were able to talk to him shortly after the race.
Well, Gavin, congratulations. That wraps it up now. Mick can't get there now.
No.
It was a good performance to win the premiership this year and sealing it up with Pattern Prince. And he raced quite well. He took up a prominent position early.
Well, he drew the one, and I think the other day I give him a good livening up, and I think it done him the world of good, because today he jumped out and I gave him a couple. I gave him a couple just after the start, and we picked up and he pulled. I couldn't believe it.
Yeah, yeah. Over the final stages of the race, you had to work on him very hard, but they were never really going to beat him, even though he was only just in front.
No, well, I went past the second horse by about the 100, and I just kept sort of working on him, and he really fought on. And the other horse, even though it kicked back, I sort of pulled out a bit more coming to the line.
It's an interesting little story about him. As a foal, he ran into a few problems, didn't he?
Yeah, I think his mother sat in his head. He's a bit unfortunate.
Well, it looks like he's going to wake up for that now, mate. He could go on and turn into be an OK horse, actually.
Sure, he's a good little horse.
All right. Again, congratulations on winning the premiership, yeah?
Thanks, Wayne.
Now, big finish to the final event of the day with Solo Affair just hanging on to beat Fair Rise, and Gay Con only a head behind them. It was a big finish, all right, and Solo Affair too good, starting the favourite at 7-4, tightening in from 11-4.
Running 2, and Big Hurry amongst the leading 3 or 4 on settling down. Rebel Power getting back, and Prince Viol is going to the tail of the field. About 1,100 metres to go, and nobly born lad Solo Affair going very keenly up on the outside. Big Hurry third, Sonolia fourth. Bell Personality fifth on the outside of Gay Con. They're followed by Flight King, Fair Eyes midfield and getting run on the centre. Silent Strength over on the inside, then Bowl Chapel Session Time, followed by Rebel Power. A long way back down the side, Prince Viol, but off the fence now. He's starting to gain ground as Stainloo went to the rear. Down the side, about 700 metres to go, and Solo Affair on a tight rein led ahead. Big Hurry on the outside. And Nobly Born is third on the inside of Bowl Personality. Flight King is improving. Gay Con moving up in the centre. Sonolia over on the inside, and Fair Eyes continuing to make ground. Bowl Chapel is further back, then Session Time, Prince Viol, Rebel Power, and last of all was Stainloo. Into the stretch, 420 metres to go. Solo Affair about to be joined by Big Hurry, but Solo Affair still going easily on the inside. Bowl Personality next, then on the outside was Gay Con, Flight King and Fair Eyes. Now Hall calls on Solo Affair and kicked away again. A length and a half clear. Gay Connor's coming home well with Big Hurry. Fair Eyes down the outside. Solo Affair driven hard. Gay Con and Fair Eyes flying. They go towards the line. So maybe Solo Affair. Solo Affair, Fair Eyes and Gay Con in a great three-way go. Big Hurry behind them.
Solo Affair on the inside, hanging on to beat Fair Eyes there, and Gay Con finishing third. Good run by Fair Eyes, making up plenty of ground. Now, the double and treble information from Eagle Farm yesterday. The winning combination in the treble, 3-3-4. No marbles, Beach Boy Solo Affair. The treble paid $100.30 and the double paid $3.95. And doubles to